Hello everyone, welcome to our show today. We've got a special thing that we're going to do today. I'm going to do this for my wife Ruthie, and this is going to be completely different from what we usually do. Normally we just sit down and start painting. Today we're going to do it just a little bit different, and I hope you enjoy it. Come over to the board and I'll show you basically what we're going to do. Okay, first of all, we have a blank canvas, as you can very well see. Now, what I've done, I made a small sketch, and we probably don't need to show it, but I'm going to put it back over there. Now, everything in the world, at least most everything that I know, is made up of two things, either a circle or a line or a straight line. It could be a straight line, circle, part circle, oval, or whatever. But anyhow, about everything's made that way. So if you notice when we're sketching, that's sort of what we will do. So come over to the board and I'll just start. And I want to tell you one thing, that anytime that you're an artist, the eraser is always worn out long before the pencil is. So don't worry about doing it wrong. Just start. And we'll start with a little circle here. And we'll come down then, we'll make a bigger oval circle. Now if you notice, I'm just making circles and ovals and stuff of that nature. And I'm doing it so you can see what we're doing here. Another circle. And you can change all this any way you want to at a later date. Another circle. A few straight lines. Now I don't know if you can see what we're doing here or not, but we've got a lot of pencil marks on there. Okay, that looks like, let me see here. I want to put, now if you can see what we started a little sketch of an artist sitting at his board. Now I'm going to move him back just a little bit, so I'll show you what we'll do. Watch this. Now we'll have sketches all over this board before we're finished. But I wanted to show you this beautiful eraser. This is what they call a kneaded eraser. One of the best that you can get, because you see how well it cleans up the board? I'm going to move that back a little bit. I'm going to put the artist right here. By the way, this may be a self-portrait. If you notice, I'm doing almost the same thing that I did a while ago, making circles. Put his knee in there with some breeches on, maybe wear tennis shoes a lot, so we might make some tennis shoes down here. Zap, 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 zap. We'll do a quick sketch. We'll probably change a lot of this. Now we've got to make him working on something, okay? Now we'll refine this as we go along, but right now, basically what I want to do is get the picture centered. Now I'm going to pull this down like this. This is a chair. And it's made out of little circles too. And it can have little feet on it, or it can have a circle on it. Put a circle down there. And little rollers. Now our board, I sort of like where it's at there, and we can take all of that off up there. See how clean that comes? I'm going to move it back just a little bit too. I don't like where it's at, so I'll just erase this. Now we're doing when you're doing it yourself, you don't have to just start out drawing it cold like this. Put a long sleeve shirt on there, didn't I? Well, that's okay. Now hands. Some people can't draw hands, but once you learn how, it's not much of a problem. This is what they call in the trade is a cartoon. Now these are straight lines, but if you notice, they're at an angle, which makes the board looks like it's leaning backward, and this end will be smaller than this end. So let's put that board down here. You want to? All the way down there. Now he's got to have a canvas here. So let's put one, do it just about like we do it here. Let's put a canvas right along there. And you got to have the edge of the canvas, so we'll put an edge on it. Edge of the board. Now all this is just done out of my head, just as sort of as I remembered, or maybe I'm making it up as I go. I don't know, but put a board on it there. I'm going to make, let me erase that so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to put some curlies there, sort of like my hair is. Now, the size of his face, actually he's looking at the canvas. Now I'm taking a little more detail time here. I don't know, does that look like me? Put a beard on this fellow. Now, when you come around to that, I'll draw a little line here just to help you ear would be in that position, just about there, and somewhere right along in that area. And we may cover most of that up. I'm not sure what we'll do there. I'll put a collar on that shirt. Now I'm going into a little bit more detail now. I don't have to right now, but I just thought I'd show you that area there. Got a long sleeve shirt on, that's okay. Got a brush, and he's painting something there. Now, I've either got to make him holding the palette, or maybe I need the other hand doing something. He don't necessarily have to be holding it, because it can be laying down somewhere over here. But basically, this is what I wanted to get on the painting, is just a picture of an artist. Now, I've done all this freehand. I haven't used any straight edge or any circle. But probably we should go back and do that. And what I'm doing here is actually just making some wrinkles. Tennis shoe. And I'm putting a little bit more detail in it. Sort of like that. Now, down here, I faked in a little chair. So what I need to do is maybe make it just a little bit. I'm going to put that collar up a little bit, so I'll erase that. Don't ever be afraid to erase, because that's, yeah, that's how I want it right there. Now, I've got a rough sketch here, so I'm going to go in now, and I'm going to tweak it. I'm going to make it a little bit more presentable, a little bit more realistic. And one other thing I would like to advise you, if you're going to sketch something, if you notice that one, that's about gone. So I'm going to just throw it over here out of the way. I always keep 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pencils laying around when I'm sketching. Okay, now, first of all, I need to get, let me make just a little bit of correction on my drawings, and maybe make the chair a little bit more realistically looking. So I'm going to erase some of that stuff. Now I'm going to make a side on this little cushion here. And the little cushion is an oval. It's actually round if you look at it in a certain way. And I'm going to come over here and put an edge on it. And if you noticed, I've got the top where you're looking sort of down at it, at the artist. So the top of it, you'd see it rolled over sort of like that. The bottom of it then, of course, would fade out like this. Now it's probably got some kind of little mechanism here to hold that thing in there. And if you notice all my lines, I'm trying to keep them going this way. You don't have to go to all this detail, but you can. Okay, that's the back of the cushion. And that's sort of an oval too. We'll just pull that little thing right down under the cushion. Now this thing's got some kind of little mechanism under it like that that makes it go up or down, or whichever way you want to go with it. I think we'll cut it off right there. Now, if you see another oval, like I say, everything's made up sort of a straight line or a circle or an oval. Now, I've got wheels on my chair, so let's put some wheels on it. You want to? Let's just put one right here. I think there probably would be about 4 on it, so another one probably would be somewhere right along in here. And probably one there and one over here. So we don't need those because you can't see those anyhow. Now the end of the board, I'm just freehanding this. Probably in a few minutes we'll it's got a little metal piece that holds it in place there. I'm just making this up as I go. I hope that's sort of like my board. Okay, now I need a straight edge. Same thing here. And I've got T-squares. And I hope you're enjoying this. This is sort of different. This will show you some of the things you can do with your painting. And we probably will paint this, but right now I'm just trying to sketch it and get it to looking sort of like it would look. And I'm not sure if I like that face too good, but and it may work with that a little bit. I think my beard will be a little more round than that, so I'm going to take a little of that off. Too much hair. Okay. Now, another thing, the left hand, and this hand is too big, so I need to make that a little smaller. But the left hand either needs to be doing something, either holding a canvas or the palette, and I'm not sure about that. Okay, now, I'm going to try to straighten this out a little bit. And I may have to get a straight edge to do that. Let me just use this. Why not? I'm going to erase a little bit of that so you can see what I've done here. Now, if you want to, when you're doing your drawing and you sort of like what you got, you can just come in and erase part of it, like that. And you can still see where you're at. And I do like the angle of that, so let's just do that. Now what this is doing is taking it from a rough sketch to a finished sketch. And I like that better. Same thing with our little canvas. And any lines that you get inside that you want to take out, just take your kneaded eraser and pull them out. Okay, now, you see, I'm trying to get this same angle. And that's pretty close, isn't it? Now, I want to put the canvas on there, but I want to take some of this ugliness off. So I'm going to just sort of erase it a little bit. Leave it, my sketch there, because I sort of like where it's at. And you can take all of this off if you want to. Now, And the canvas, of course, would be lined up with the edge of the board. And I don't know if you can see it, but ever so slightly, this is a little bit smaller than that. I believe that would be about it right there. A little bit more. How about that? That's pretty close. Now I want this and that little lip is holding our canvas on there. We'll make that a little clearer as we go along. And when this gets dirty, you just knead it. That cleans it right up. And it pulls just about all of that pencil mark off of there. And some of it, we don't care for it being on there, you know. Now this sketch, of course, is just a cartoon. In order to make it look real, we need to put some color on it. Now I'm going to bring this line just like that. I've got that a little too wide in there, so let's take a little of that out. And you go back and refine your drawing as much as you need to. That's a little metal piece that got a little screw knob on it that holds your board. Now I'll just make that black. Okay, we're getting there. Now I want one more line right there. Now, I'm going to make his hand just a touch smaller. I believe that's about right. And what I'm doing now is just putting a few wrinkles in the shirt. You know what? We've just about taken up the whole show with this sketch. And we've got about a minute left. Now I'm going to do a really quick here. I don't know that I'm going to leave this hand here.